And this way he loses that 9 power as well. This seems to be the best part of the Poro deck, is the fact that our Frostbite prevents them from bestowing a lot of power. Alright, well, that is so much health. Hey everyone, Raptorspank here. Welcome to Labmatic, the show where I jump into labs for a couple of games. The goal is a lighthearted video that showcases the current lab on Legends of Runeterra. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Alright, so game 1 here. We're going to start with Certain Death, and we're going to work our way to the right. So we'll do Certain Death, Pile of Poros, and then Noble Sacrifice. We're going to start with Certain Death. This is probably my favorite deck, if I'm being honest. Of the decks you could play, the fact that it's basically ephemeral aggro, which was one of my first decks that I really played in this game, and I particularly grinded in ranked. I have a fond spot for this deck. I love ephemeral aggro, and I love that this is basically that shell. It's pretty good because our stuff dies often, so we bestow stat lines quite easily. This is going to be pretty good, actually. And this Shark Chariot's going to give some pretty huge stats to whatever it goes to. Ooh, Harrowing's good. Well, good thing he attacked there. We weren't going to be able to block it anyways because we wanted to lead on Shark Chariot. This is oh wow, it went to Hecarim. That's yikes. Alright, we're gonna actually lead on this Iron Harbinger because right now he has no way to block it. He might gain one right now, but... And then we're actually set we can play Shadow Fiend. Do we care? We might swing anyways, just to deal damage here. Yeah, I think we'll do that. It'll drop our Iron Harbinger to 1 health, but his Mighty Poro will also be at 1 health, so that's pretty good for us. Unless he plays something like Elixir of Iron, which if that's the case, then burning that is great. Yeah, that's fine. It's tempting to go for Shadow Fiend plus Deathmark next turn, but I think I might actually prefer for Shadow Fiend to die. Ooh, that's scary. He's probably just gonna swing. That's unfortunate. Yeah, we'll take the full damage here. Alright, so we'll play a Shadow Fiend. We're gonna play 2 Shadow Fiends actually, and just let the one die, I think. But we are gonna Deathmark off this one. Interesting. Oh, because he's thinking it's gonna die anyways. Got it. It's not going to, though. So, I get it, though. He's trying to reduce the bestow. Yeah, we probably are better waiting till next turn to play this. So we can trigger Shark Chariot. Because not attacking with ephemeral units is kind of screwing up our game plan. Ooh, if we play all of this, then anything that dies is going to go to Hecarim. Oh, this Hecarim might be extraordinarily difficult for our opponent to deal with. It's not that hard to get it past Thermogenic. Okay. Depending on what his follow-up is, that could be bad for us. But if he was just trying to stop the damage so that we didn't gain as much health, then... Alright, well, we'll do this. We'll swing with the Ephemeral. This will get the multiple triggers, he'll get multiple buffs, so this is actually still pretty good for us. The big downside is now we won't get the Bestow from him, but we're okay with that. We just cleared his blockers away, and they bestow a very little amount, so that doesn't really change things for us. Yep, our Hecarim's into a great spot. Even though he didn't get the power, we actually don't even care that much. We're just gonna run out this Hecarim. We're actually set to close this game super quickly. That is totally fine. Let's see, if we Harrowing right now... It doesn't really matter, he's still gonna hit that one thing. Yeah. We'll just play Hecarim.
Stand and fight!
The downside here is we waste the Bestow, but we weren't really getting much out of it regardless there. Ooh, now we have options. Do we want to Zed or do we want to Harrowing? Oh, I guess Bestow goes to the next unit. That's pretty cool. I think we want a Harrowing. Yeah, we're gonna Harrowing here. Since we have 2, we're just gonna start using them. And this way, this will make a massive Zed, which is also fantastic. The question is, do we want to swing with Herald of Spring? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Now the question is, no, I don't really want his stuff, so we'll go like this. This way it triggers Shark Chariot before Hecarim, and that way we get the larger Shark Chariots rather than his 2/2s. So we'll go like that. And we'll flip our Hecarim. I don't think he can kill our Hecarim here, but if he does, we still have this other one in hand. The downside being that I don't think this is buffed at all. But it's still good for what we're looking to do. And if he kills Hecarim, we can get it back with Harrowing, which will make an ephemeral Hecarim, which is even scarier. So this is going extraordinarily well for us. Our opponent's in a really bad spot.
Leave no survivors.
I think they know it too. They have to have some sort of answer, like a Frostbite, or they're just gonna, yeah, they're gonna take a walloping here. And their Sejuani's at a low health point now. Oh, they are just dead. All right, perfect. I didn't do the math. All right, there you go. See, and that's why I love this deck. Very quick kills. And that's true of the constructed variant too. All right, on to game 2 here with Pile of Poros. We'll see if this goes quite as well as the first one. That game was a lot quicker than I was expecting it to be. The 30 health in this lab has not done as much to slow down the games. I definitely see why they did it now, because if they didn't do it, these games would be so quick. I think we're gonna lead on Omen Hawk here. Oh man, that does make it tempting though to go Poro Herder. All right, we're gonna lead on Lonely Poro, so we can Poro Herder next turn. Oh, and our opponent does not have a turn 1 play. Chances are we're gonna Poro Herder next turn. It's also tempting to go double Omen Hawk, but
success gets you noticed around here.
So that Poro's gonna die no matter what. I think we would rather. I think we'd rather play Poro Herder than a draw now.
Oh, fluff everywhere.
I mean, our opponent should do, yeah, just do that. Although it does start bestowing stuff, because the problem I see with this, ooh, wow, that was the perfect target for that to go on. Well, dang, perfect. Yeah, our opponent. The problem with this deck is that our creatures are so small that it takes a while for our bestows to really add up.
What have I told you? Stay out of there.
Okay. I think we're fine attacking with everything here. You can block here and eat these 2, but then we bestow 2. Ah, I thought he might do that. Getting his Misfortune down to 1 health is super good for us.
The little one.
Because we can pretty easily kill this Misfortune now.
Guns blazing.
Ah, we're fine with that. And do we block? Yeah, we're willing to block just to take less damage. Well, all right. No, we could take 2, or 3 total, but that's unfortunate. All right. Well, he's just gonna die. Not worth Poro snacking. All right. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, we'll probably run him out then.
You can see the Devastian border from here.
You're cute when you're armed. Firepower.
We should be able to kill his Misfortune next turn. We're gonna use Caught in the Cold to try and force out the kill. I guess we'll go on Plucky Poro. We're probably going to just lose one of our larger creatures to Misfortune here. Because we don't want him to have a buff spell that makes this Omen Hawk not killer. We are banking a Poros snack here, so that's pretty good. Although, we aren't really doing that anymore. We want to kill this Quinn. This Quinn needs to die, this Misfortune needs to die. At least we know now there's nothing he can do to save Misfortune, so we can use Omen Hawk to kill her. So Omen Hawk, kill Misfortune, Avarice and Sentry, kill Quinn. And then we'll swing with that. I think we'll keep back this. Although, no, we'll swing with everything. Yeah, that's perfect. We are totally okay with all of this. We just wiped our opponent's board. The problem being that they might have something really massive in hand now, and we are a little bit worried about that. That is pretty good.
I deal in coins and carnage.
Decisions. I guess we'll run out the Nimble Poro. Even though I think this Jubilant Poro is probably dead. He's probably going to swing with that.
Coming through.
Fortunate that we didn't have enough mana to play this Heart of the Fluff. Yeah. Alright.
Don't stand in my way.
See what he does. Oh, wow. Okay. That's a little shocking.
What's over here?
We are just going to Poros Snack just to get rid of it. We still keep our Sentry, so that's pretty good for us. But we are looking to definitely get some stuff with a little more value. All right, we're just gonna swing in.
You'll hurt somebody. No one hurts my friends.
We're gonna Frostbite this hired gun, is the plan here. All right, we're fine with that. Perfect. Okay. Yep. Everything hits it. That's fine. Alright, we get a bunch of damage through.
We protect these woods as they protect us.
I'm kind of holding this Heart of the Fluff because we don't have any good keywords to go with it yet, but let's hope that goes onto Sejuani. And it did. Perfect. I'll play this, and we'll Frostbite her.
A true Freljordian welcome.
So we take less damage this turn.
The quiet of the woods.
Okay.
Like it.
We'll Frostbite that.
To no one.
Just keep locking our opponent's stuff down as much as possible. Okay. Now our Heart of the Fluff gets exactly 0 keywords, but it does technically have all the power that it had before. Now the problem here is that Sejuani isn't necessarily as great as we would want her to be at this stage.
That is so precious. I am so happy.
That said, we're still in decent shape here. The fact that we're running out of cards quickly to our opponent is pretty bad, though. Okay, so Relentless Pursuit. We're fine with that. That means we won't swing with Ice Veil Archer because we want to block her. But these two can't be killed yet, so we are more than fine swinging with both of these. Alright, that's perfect. We're okay with this, because presumably he's going to try to kill our Sejuani, and we're just going to Frostbite in response.
Will cost them.
And this way he loses that 9 power as well. This seems to be the best part of the Poro deck, is the fact that our Frostbite prevents them from bestowing a lot of power. Alright, well, that is so much health. That is so much health. Oh my god.
Just like hunting thresher geese.
Oh right, he's on the attack now. That was a Relentless Pursuit, wasn't it? Okay, we'll block like that. You know, I think we're actually fine not playing this Braum. I think we'd rather just pass all these stats on to Braum. Okay, we're fine with that. Ah, he didn't fall for our trap. Well, let's see what happens. Do we swing? We'll lose Sejuani if we swing without playing Braum. We could play Braum and force Quinn over there so Sejuani lives. Would we rather have these stats? Would we rather have 12 power on a Braum? Or, nah, we're fine losing Braum. We're fine with losing Braum with 0 value gained. Well, aside from dealing damage to the Quinn.
Stand and
This is fun.
I'd rather keep this Sejuani.
Can you stomach this?
Let's see what he's got. Alright, well that's game, I think. We somehow pieced it together. Yeah, perfect. We'll take it. Oh, and he blocked in a way that now he doesn't kill any of our things, too. That's funny. I didn't even put that together. Alright, well, there we go. I was a little bit worried about how small our units were, but Frostbite helps us really break the symmetry. Alright, let's go on to Noble Sacrifice here and see how we can do with this one. That Pile of Poros deck definitely did better than I was expecting it to, so... quite interesting, quite interesting. I didn't think about how dirty Frostbite is in this lab. Now this seems a little more like the traditional what you'd expect. A bunch of things that have a lot of value to dying, and then a lot of ways to kill them, is my guess. This looks pretty strong. I think we want to get rid of this, though, because we have too much high cost here. I think there's a lot of advantage to keeping this Miscall, though. Because there's a very real chance that we can Curse Keeper, Chronicle, and play Curse Keeper on turn 2, and then Chronicler of Ruin it on turn 4, and then Miscall on that same turn. Although now with this curve out, maybe not. But I think we're fine keeping this Miscall. And definitely Chronicler is a great combo with Curse Keeper. Ooh, that's good. We like this redundant Curse Keeper thing. We definitely don't want the Bestows to go onto the next Curse Keeper, though, so that's the big problem we've got with what's going on here. Our opponent's really thinking this one through. Yeah, that's fine. Gonna take 3 here. Can't do anything about it. This, as we saw in Game 1, this gets out of control real quick, so that's a big concern we have right now. I think there's actually a good chance this Callista gets through, though. So I think we're gonna play that. It's tempting to play stuff like the Undying, but I think it's hard for our opponent to deal with Callista on turn 3. Like, best he can do is play like the 5/5 Lifestealer, but then he loses it. He can't Death Mark it. Ah, that's a Death Mark is what that is. That's unfortunate. Or maybe he doesn't have it, but I assume that's a Death Mark. Oh, nope, I guess not. Alright. That is a huge bestow onto his units, though, so he is definitely getting very out of hand very quickly. That's our biggest concern right now with what's happening.
Pledge yourself to the shadow.
I think we'll play this Chronicler of Ruin. And then we'll block Zed with Chronicler, just so it doesn't completely level up. Although we'll probably block his Shadow, because with Bestow, although it doesn't really matter either way, yeah, that's gonna save us the most health, is to block there. We're taking a ton of damage though. I'm not sure we'll be as lucky as we were in the previous games. The Ephemeral aggro deck is just so fast. Who did our Bestow go on to? Okay. And one problem I'm noticing is that our creatures aren't that big. Man, it's tempting to play Dawn Speakers here, but I think we're better off forcing Callista level up. I think that's pretty big for our deck to really start doing what it needs to. And now we can finally force the aggro. The bright side here is a Callista attack will currently summon. Oh wait, no, it'll summon a Chronicler of Ruin. Okay, so we'll swing like this. Or actually, what we're gonna do is we're gonna swing like that. See what our opponent does. Obviously, the biggest thing we're afraid of is the Death Mark, but they didn't cast it, so we're good. Yeah, our opponent's still down to a pretty low total. Our Curse Keepers getting buffed is obviously not ideal. Yep, that's terrifying. What's the best we can do here? I think we're gonna play Lucian.
I'll find vengeance on my own.
Alright. How bad of a spot are we in here? I assume this Hecarim levels up here. So, let's see. I assume we're extraordinarily dead. Yeah, we go to negative 21. Alright, so we block here, we block here, we block there, we block here, and we are still dead, I assume? Oh, I'm not quite there then. It's not ideal though, because we don't want to lose her. Block here, and then we take 19, and we're at 1. Obviously, we should probably block here. Yeah, we'll do that. Hope he doesn't have a pump spell. We keep our Callista, so that's pretty good. Alright, so we got a lot of power from that. So I could miscall, but then I can only play one of these. So I think we're better off playing Curse Keepers. Although the fact that these can't block is very bad for us. Alright, we're just gonna swing. Things are not looking great, though, for us. Like, we'd be in great shape if these could block, but since they can't, we're in trouble. Because Hecarim himself is lethal. He did give us another blocker, which is at least nice of him. So we're probably just going to play all of these. Dawn Speakers actually subtly saves us by giving us someone who can block actual Hecarim.
We can give you vengeance. I'll find vengeance on my own. By the strength
I think we're still in trouble though.
convictions.
So we have 4 blockers right now, and our opponent can go wider than that.
These are dark times.
Let's see what's in our deck. Yeah, that won't work.
The shadows.
Yep, that's game. Alright. Well, GG's. Our opponent got it. We'll let him do it. We'll let him do it. Just because I'm curious what else is in the deck. We'll kill the Hecarim too, just because we can. Alright. There we go. Oh well, 2-1's not too bad. Definitely the Ephemeral aggro deck. I didn't even know it had Horns of the Dragon, but definitely that deck seems to be one of the best decks. We were pretty close though. They just had a really good aggressive start, and they had the Hecarim. So, worked out pretty well. The fact that we got him to 8 health, though, does speak volumes for this deck, though. So it's a pretty good one. It's pretty fun. Well, after our 2-1 finish, ironically, I actually think out of those decks, Pile of Poros is probably the best version of the deck. Certain Death really seemed like the better of the decks, but when I think about it, it's the Frostbite and Pile of Poros is really brutal in this format, because often, like, your opponent's units getting health isn't as big a deal as the power in this deck. Plus the fact that Pile of Poros has a lot of good overwhelm, and it still has some challenger to try and mess up your opponent's blocks. It actually seems pretty well positioned to be one of the best decks. I mean, the other two decks definitely have their own staying power, and Certain Death with the right, basically the right sequencing of cards, it can end up being super brutal and impossible for your opponent to deal with it. But there are a lot of dud cards in it. Having played other games with the Certain Death deck, it can be very rough. And Harrowing doesn't actually carry the buffs of the creatures when they died, so that can be problematic. All in all, it's definitely Certain Death is definitely the second best out of the decks we played. But I really think Frostbite actually puts Pile of Poros over the top, even though all their units are pretty weak. And I know we did win the matchup. In game 1, but I think Pile of Poros might actually have the edge. But definitely those 2 out of the 3 we played, look really, really dominant. Noble Sacrifice is fun, and what it does is pretty strong, but there's a lot of duds for you to hit with Bestow, and in general, since most of your things can't block and don't have meaningful keywords like Overwhelm, it's very easy for the other decks to gum up the board and prevent it from getting through, while also just, getting there faster, I guess would be the way to put it. Because most of the stuff that we would want to kill doesn't bestow much onto the rest of our units. So sacrificing Curse Keeper is obviously what the deck wants to do and is great, but then that's only bestowing 1/1 onto the other units in our hand. So the deck is fun, but it seems a little bit weaker than the other two. Ball and all was pretty fun. There were some good matchups and all that. The decks are pretty fun. This lab is a lot more fun than the last one for me. The last one was pretty fun too, but this one's just Bestow makes some crazy, crazy units. In a game off the video, I got at one point, I think it was like 64-58 Darkwater Scourge, the Life Stealer. So the fact that you can get crazy units like that is super fun. So definitely I think this lab was way better than the last one and is pretty fun. And I'm probably going to do another episode of this. I may in fact start doing this every week, playing games of labs and posting videos of that. Definitely I'm going to shoot to have another one next week to play the other three, Scar Tissue, Take the Initiative, and Nothing But Powder Monkeys. So thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe for more videos just like it.